How would you describe your relationship besides magnetic?
Euphoric.
It started off as a whirlwind romance.
We just clicked. I feel like we were both just kind of traveling the same wavelength.
An anniversary to be celebrated in romantic seclusion.
It was our first road trip as a family, so it's very exciting.
But this paradise becomes a nightmare.
Everything sort of just got turned upside down. I told her if you want to go, then go. I don't want you to be unhappy. If you don't want to be here, then don't be here.
A young newlywed soon disappears.
What happened?
She said, "That's it. You're dead."
And her husband's explanation doesn't quite add up.
I said, "Is Emily alive?" He said, "No." And I asked, "Did you hurt her?" And he said, "Yes."
This is Crimes of Passion, presented by Law&Crime. I'm Gillespie. Watch on Spotify. If you're subscribed to Spotify Premium, you don't get any Spotify ads on my video. It's October 2021. Still breaking free from the grasp of COVID, Joseph and Emily Ferlazzo want to do something safe to celebrate their 1-year anniversary as a married couple. They decide to venture from their home in New Hampshire to a secluded area in Vermont. They both love the outdoors and feel like it will be the perfect getaway to reconnect with nature and each other. But when the trip ends, Joseph returns to New Hampshire alone.
Hey, Joseph, this is Trooper Cody, Vermont State Police. Hey, so, I just got off the phone with your father-in-law, and it sounds like there's some concern about maybe where Emily may be. Okay, what can you... it sounds like you... What do we know at this point, I guess? Or what can you tell me?
Emily Jean Schwarz was born on July 25th, 1999 in Plymouth, New Hampshire. A true New Englander, Emily loved the outdoors. She grew up visiting Hampton Beach every summer and taking trips to Acadia National Park in Maine, where she hiked, rock climbed, and camped. It was Emily's passion for the outdoors that took her to Vermont in fall 2021, where she could reconnect with nature. But on this trip, 22-year-old Emily isn't alone. She's there with her husband of 1 year, 41-year-old Joseph Ferlazzo.
How would you describe your relationship besides magnetic?
Euphoric.
You were happy?
I was happy.
Why?
We just clicked. I feel like we were both just kind of traveling the same wavelength.
So she's was a good bit younger than you, right?
That is correct.
Did the age difference ever become an issue in your relationship?
If it was an issue, it was really just two onlookers, our friends. Some of our friends had opinions about relationships with an age difference. But to me personally, no, I did not have an issue.
And did there come a point where you and Emily decided to get married?
Yes.
How did that happen?
Well, that happened at the end of the summer. I said, if you lived in Vermont, we could definitely see each other a lot more. You wouldn't have to travel back and forth to New Hampshire. And she jumped at it, so we moved in together in August. I just remember I came into the kitchen and she had this look on her face, and I was like, "What's going on with you?" And she breaks out into this huge smile, and she pulls out this ring and a card, and she hands me the ring, and I read the card, and it says, "Will you marry me? Check yes or no." And there's 2 check boxes with a yes and a no next to them. And then I look up, and she's filming me. And I took the card, and I checked yes, and it was the cutest thing.
Emily and Joseph meet in 2018. He's working as a tattoo artist and she a nurse. They start dating and eventually get married in 2020 amidst the COVID-19 pandemic. The wedding is a shock to those closest to Emily, like her mother, Adrienne Bass. She will later tell Fox News Digital, Part of the reason we were surprised that they got married was because they seemed to be going back and forth. She had difficulty talking to him about when they were going to get married. Even Joseph himself admits there were some issues with the relationship.
There was obvious flaws to the communication breakdown, and it started to spur arguments. I left my device open for her to see who I was talking to.
Your phone?
My phone.
Yes.
And it led to, it led to violence. And
Explain what you mean
like
by
physical abuse started coming into our relationship, where she would go through my phone and then respond by beating on me.
So you just testified that it was normal for to lash out physically when a person gets frustrated.
Or it might not be normal for everyone, but most of my relationships, the women in my life, have been aggressive and I guess I could say physically abusive.
So you tolerated being hit?
Yes.
Am I hearing you?
Yes.
Joseph isn't the only one that says there are problems in the relationship. Emily's mom will tell investigators that there's a history of domestic violence between the pair. At times, Emily is covered in scratches and bruises, all at the hands of Joseph. Most of the time, Emily blames the bruises on rough sex, but after months of abuse, she finally comes clean. After a fight on New Year's 2021, Emily says she's had enough. She even fills out the paperwork to file for divorce. But somewhere over the next few months, Joseph and Emily rekindle their relationship. By the time October 2021 rolls around, those rough waters seem to be behind them.
The day that we left to come on our trip, in the morning we woke up. She was happy, very happy, very excited, maybe a little anxious.
Anxious about what?
Objection, Your Honor. Mr. Ferlazzo does not know what Emily was anxious about.
That's true. What are you basing what did you observe?
I observed her being anxious to meet my family.
Okay. That's fine. And we've heard testimony that you didn't actually leave New Hampshire until late in the afternoon, maybe early evening. Is that right? You remember?
Yes, there was like a PowerPoint that said we left New Hampshire sometime like 3 in the afternoon-ish. This was our first like road trip as a family, so it was very exciting.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Emily too, she was in a good mood?
Yeah, she was super excited to take Rosie out, and she was stoked to meet Nikki and Ariel.
Joseph's sister and her boyfriend have rented an Airbnb, and Joseph and Emily plan on camping in Roaming Rosie, a converted bus that they live in. So Emily and Joseph make their way to Bolton, Vermont, a rural town in the Green Mountains about 30 miles east of Burlington. It's a picturesque area, beaming with beautiful fall colors, the perfect recipe for a romantic weekend away. But just hours into the trip, Joseph says the mood changes.
I saw her drinking.
Okay. What?
Must have just been Red Bull.
Okay.
But I was having Red Bull vodkas. That's what I was.
That's what you were drinking?
Yeah.
So you had a drink. And your recollection is that she had a drink?
Yeah.
And was there any conversation going on while you two were having a drink?
Yeah, so there was conversation, because I was like, yo, you're really hostile. Like, what's going on? Like, it can't just be like the smoke cleared out. Like, why are you so hostile? And she said that. She's like, well, I have a dilemma. When I inquired about it, she showed me on her device that she had typed a very lengthy, in the Notes app, there was like a multiple page, I don't know what you call it, but it was labeled dilemma. So I was like, okay, well, it seems like you have something to talk about. But then she deleted the note.
You saw that?
Yeah, she deleted it, and she said, I'm not going to talk about it. So
How were you feeling about this conversation? How did it make you feel?
it made me feel like it was pages and pages, so it made me feel like she had something that needed to be expressed. And when she deleted it, I was like sort of shocked that something that took that much effort wasn't going to be brought to my attention. I told her, if you want to go, then go. Like, I don't want you to be unhappy. If you don't want to be here, then don't be here. But up until now, like you said, you wanted to. So, I just need a moment. Well, what happened is I ended up staying in the bus with her.
What was she doing?
Well, she was having a fit, really. She was cussing and saying how it was and how I was for not giving her money to go have an Uber and like leave the vacation. And
what were you doing?
I was on vacation, so I made another drink and I had some more to smoke. And
just to clarify, you were drinking vodka and Red Bull?
yes, ma'am.
Joseph returns to New Hampshire on October 18th, alone. That's when Emily's family reports her missing.
Hey, Joseph, this is Trooper Cody from Vermont State Police. Hello. Hey, so, I just got off the phone with your father-in-law, and it sounds like there's some concern about maybe where Emily may be.
Yes.
Okay, what it sounds like you, what do we know at this point, I guess? Or what can you tell me?
She was with me, and then she said she was gonna get an Uber. So she asked me to drop her off in a parking lot, and I dropped her off. She was wearing like white sneakers and like ripped blue jeans and like a black top to go long sleeves and like a lightweight. And yeah, I went to the gas station, grabbed her coat, and went back. She'd already been picked up. I'm looking for her, I couldn't find her. And then I haven't been able to make contact with her since that was like Saturday afternoon.
So after you just noticed she was gone, you just decided to just leave, I guess?
I drove up and down the road looking to see if she like started down the road. And I drove up and down too, both ways then. I didn't see her walking.
The day after Emily is reported missing, on October 19th, 2021, investigators find the converted van that Emily and Joseph shared. Inside, they discover human remains. They're later determined to be Emily's. Joseph comes clean, admitting he's the one who killed Emily, but in a shocking statement, he claims it was all in self-defense.
She lashed out and started cursing at me about the candles being lit. Well, she was, she was cursing.
All right, so you didn't think it was overly bright in the camper?
No, I didn't think it was overly bright. I think there might have been 5 to 7 candles lit. So
How many?
5 to 7 candles lit.
Okay, of varying sizes?
All the candles were about the same size, like a large,
Like a
sort of
Yankee candle?
Yankee candle. Yeah.
And what happened?
After her telling me to turn the candles off, and I said it's not that bright, like you could always just roll over. She got up and ran at me and grabbed one of the candles and it was like all I could do to like grab the lid of it and like put it on top of it, and she like pulled it away and started swinging it at me and hitting me with it.
Where?
She hit me in like my neck and head, and in my arms. I was like blocking. I think she might have like hit me in the chest. But I like wrestled the candle away from her, and, like put it back on the counter, and then there was like a flurry of punches and kicks that she started punching and kicking me, and
Where?
in my shoulders and arms, my forearms.
Closed fist?
Yeah, closed fist, trying to punch my face. And I had to restrain her. I had to like physically grab her by her arms and like hold her arms down. And she kept kicking. She actually kicked Remy. And I like sort of turned myself sideways, and I like pushed her back to the side of the bed. And I told her that, you know, that we're not your punching bags. And
You said what?
I told her that we weren't her punching bags.
We weren't. her punching bags.
She kicked Remy, and she was kicking me and punching me, and I pushed her back, and I told Remy, I was like, yo, we're gonna take a walk.
After taking their dog Remy outside, Joseph says he comes back inside and the argument continues.
She shouted, off, and she like threw an elbow at me, and elbowed me in my groin.
Did that hurt?
Yeah, it hurt. It was like right to my genitals.
Did you say anything? She said off.
I didn't say anything when she said off. I got hit in the groin, and I said, no more hitting. And so we had like a bunch of throw pillows that we like lined around the bed, like the top of the bed where we slept. So one of the throw was right there, and I swatted her with the pillow, and I said, stop hitting. And that's when it happened.
What happened?
She said, that's it, you're dead. And she threw her arm under her pillow, and she pulls her hand out with the Taurus. And
How were you feeling?
I was feeling horrified.
Were you afraid?
I was terrified. Like there was as soon as I saw that, like I just felt like this like wave of heat, like just red hot. And she started like pushing her body up in an instant, and I'm like, no. And like I don't know, like she wasn't stopping. And I was holding my Glock, and she started just like coming up at me, and I just fired.
Why?
She was gonna shoot me.
And you were afraid?
Very.
You fired twice.
That's
Do you
right.
remember firing twice?
All I remember is like feeling like three things. It was like I felt like it was like boom, 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 and it was like two shots, and then her body like dropping.
What happened after you shot her?
I yelled at her, like, I said, "Are you kidding?" And like, why the hell would you do that?
Did you know she was dead?
I picked her up.
You're asking for a sidebar escort, but don't come up here.
After this, Joseph says he basically continued life as normal. He drank some vodka, made some coffee in the morning, and told his sister that Emily was out with friends, when in reality, she was dead inside their camper. And he's got an interesting reason for all the lying, too.
So it's like this. I had talked to my grandmother about coming to Pennsylvania to help get her out of her home and put her into a safer home, either like a one-story home or like an assisted living. And Emily and I were going to go to Pennsylvania to help make that process happen. And if I would have told people, then the police would have been called and I would be detained and I would not be able to help my grandmother get her life together. So I wanted to move forward with my plans, even though what happened made it impossible.
So your testimony is that you lied because you wanted to get back to Pennsylvania to help your grandmother move.
Yes.
Why didn't you just go back to Pennsylvania instead of hanging around all weekend?
Well, so I took the opportunity to be with my sister, as I hadn't seen her in years.
Days after Emily's murder, Joseph takes the depravity to a new level.
Do you remember cutting her up?
I have one flash of memory where I cut into her leg with a knife, and then I stopped. It made me sick, and I remember being sick, like nauseous and vomiting, and that's all I remember is being sick.
Just once?
No, I drank. I drank and got sick multiple times. But I don't remember any other part of that incident.
But those closest to Joseph could tell something was up. Here's his friend, Spencer Lemons.
What did he say to you?
He said, "Let's go pick up my van."
Did you know where his van was?
He said it was at someone's house called the Langs.
Did you know where that residence was?
No, ma'am.
Had you ever been there before?
No, ma'am.
Did he tell you why he wanted to get the van?
He said he wanted to get the van up to my house because that was the original plan, and he wanted to get it done now. We went in St. Albans. He gave me directions to where to go, and we arrived at where his bus was parked, and I assume that's the Langs.
What did you see when you arrived where the bus was parked?
I saw several patrol SUVs parked outside the residence.
And when you say patrol SUVs, do you mean police cars?
These vehicles,
Do you remember how many you saw?
3 or 4.
What did you think when you saw those police vehicles?
Alarm bells went off in my head, and and he said, just go to the end of the road. It was a dead-end road, and he said, turn around. And then I turned around, and he instructed me to drive past the police.
When he told you to turn around, what did that make you think?
That made me think something was not correct in the situation, and thus it prompted me to continue to prod him for what's going on.
Okay, and did you do that?
I did. I asked him, what's going on, man? You need to tell me what's going on. If I'm going to be driving past police officers, I need to know what is going on.
And did he respond to you?
He did.
How did he respond?
He responded to me with, there's a lot going on. I wish I could see my grandmother. And then I said, what is going on? He said, Emily is back in the van. I said, is Emily alive? He said, no. And I asked, did you hurt her? And he said, yes.
It's Spencer who calls 911.
Vermont 911, sir, your emergency?
Yes, my name is Spencer Lemons. I've got a guy, a friend of mine, came to my house. He lives in a bus thing. He was like, hey, we go pick up my bus, and we go to pick up his bus in St. Albans, and there's a bunch of cops outside. I said, what the heck is going on? Like, are those cops for you? What is going on? He says, my wife was in, he said, I did something really bad. I said, what did you do? And he said that his wife is inside that bus. And I said, is she alive? He says he killed his wife. Oh my God. It feels like a bad movie.
Joseph Ferlazzo is ultimately charged with first-degree murder in the death of Emily Ferlazzo. He pleads not guilty, and the case goes to trial in 2024.
In October of 2021, Mr. Ferlazzo and his wife, Emily, made a plan to come to Vermont for a weekend for their one-year anniversary. You heard from Emily's mother that Emily was excited. She was looking forward to meeting her sister-in-law, Nicole. She was in a good mood, and she was looking forward to the trip. They drove up here in their van with their dog from New Hampshire on the evening of Friday, October 15th of 2021. They arrived in Vermont at the Bear Run condos at 7:20 p.m. They parked at a condo complex on Bear Run in Bolton. They met with Nicole for about 15 minutes out in the parking lot inside the van with a plan for Mr. Ferlazzo and Emily to meet them inside the Airbnb to catch up, watch Netflix, and hang out. But they never did. And we know that Emily sent her last Facebook message to her family at 8:13 p.m. We know that Mr. Ferlazzo sent a text message to his sister Nicole inside the Airbnb at 9:39 p.m. Hey, we're gonna take the night to rest, smiley face. You still drink coffee? We'll see you tomorrow morning. Shortly after, Emily's last location data from her Facebook is logged as 10:14 p.m. Instead of going inside and spending time with his sister, Mr. Ferlazzo and Emily argued. They argued because Mr. Ferlazzo had brought Emily on their one-year anniversary to the very same condo complex that his ex-wife lived. They argued because Mr. Ferlazzo seemed to believe that he didn't have any obligations to be monogamous with his wife, be faithful to her, and she told him she was done. She told him she did not want to be with him, that she could not do it anymore, and that she wanted to leave. And 1 minute after midnight, Mr. Ferlazzo turns off his phone. Done arguing, Emily laid down in bed while Mr. Ferlazzo stayed up and stewed. He became enraged at Emily while she lay in bed scrolling on her phone with her head on her pillow. Mr. Ferlazzo sat on the couch, thinking, planning. Instead of walking away from Emily, going into his sister's Airbnb, out of the van, instead he executes his plan. He got up from the couch. He went to the closet. He grabbed this Glock 19 with this silencer. He walked over to the bed. Emily's head was resting on this pillow. He picked up this throw pillow from the couch. He jumped onto the bed. He put this throw pillow over her face, and he shot her once and twice, directly into the left side of her head, killing her. And he again sleeps in the van with Emily's body still in the shower. And the next day, he goes out to Burlington with his sister. He gets coffee, and again, he goes out to eat. And again, he says nothing to Nicole about what he did to Emily. And after gallivanting around downtown, he heads back to St. Albans, and on his way, he stops at Hannaford to buy bleach. Because despite him continuing with his life as if nothing has happened, he does have a mess to clean up. And amongst all of these activities, he decides that he needs to make her body easier to carry, easier to move, and easier to discard. Mr. Ferlazzo uses this serrated saw and dismembers her arms, her legs, her feet, and her head. He dismembers them from her torso. The same torso, absolutely riddled with stab wounds, including one striking her heart. 3 different knives had her DNA on them. At least 3 different knives were used to stab her heart 1 time, her abdomen 8 times, and her back 9 times. Then he puts each piece of her body in garbage bags.
The defense follows, saying Joseph killed Emily out of self-defense.
Over the course of their relationship, Emily had become physically abusive to him. The reasons the state would have you believe is that the state would have you believe that he's an egomaniac. It's up to you to decide if you saw any evidence of that in his demeanor or his testimony yesterday, that he shot her because she disrespected him. He told you clearly about how many times she had hit him with objects, with cell phone, with her fists, with a laptop, with a wine bottle, gave him a black eye once, and he never hit her back. He said, I would take her arms and restrain her. I would, until she calmed down, and say, we don't hit, we don't hit. They even went to a counselor together to address issues in their relationship. He said, I grew up with domestic violence and I didn't want to bring a child into a relationship like that. That was his experience of interacting with Emily when she became frustrated and acted out physically against him.
The next day, a 12-person jury returns a verdict.
How do you find Mr. Ferlazzo on the count of first-degree murder, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty of first-degree murder. Joseph Ferlazzo is sentenced to 42.5 years to life in prison. He's currently serving out that sentence in the Vermont Department of Corrections system. Their love, once shiny and new, soon bruised by the hands of an abuser. But rather than let his young wife leave the relationship, he made the decision for her, ending her life and his future in one fell swoop. This has been Crimes of Passion by Law&Crime. I'm Gillespie.